Back again with another video. I made the last video as kind of a joke with the new CVO coming out and the Challenger, and the comparisons as a little joke to how similar they are for the price you're paying. Anyway, so I thought I'd do a video on the, I guess, upgrades that I've done to the bike so far. I mean, I don't really think I'm going to be doing much else, but figured I'd go over it, make a little quick video, and see what you guys think about it. Alright, let's get into it. Alright, here she is. The 2022 Indian Challenger Dark Horse Icon Edition. That icon just stands for the Riot Orange paint job. It's a flat or a matte color, whatever you want to call it. I think Indian calls it a smoke. I think their black is a dark smoke, and their white that they made was a white smoke. So I don't know if that's what they consider this paint, but it's a flat paint. So I guess I'll start at the beginning, or at the front I should say, and up top I got I believe this is a 9-inch, it's almost all the way down right now, a 9-inch dark smoke windscreen from, I believe, Freedom Shields. I'll have to look it up, I can't remember. I think it's Freedom Shields, but yeah, I think the original size is 6 or 7-inch, and this one, for me, being 6 feet, is perfect. I bring it almost all the way down when it's warm, and I bring it almost all the way up when it's cold or when I'm trying to deflect wind. If I bring it all the way up to its very top height, it does kind of impede my vision. It's not above my nose line, but if you're not looking straight and you want to look down at all, you're looking through the windscreen. There's not much of a flare, so it doesn't like distort your vision. What they did with these is they made it wider on the sides. So I heard a lot of comments with the like the Clockworks or the flared windshield that comes out here, or I don't know, you couldn't see it, the flared ones that come out this way, that when they're all the way down, they do a great job of deflecting the wind on bigger bars, but when they're raised up, it creates sort of turbulence in front of the rider. So I decided to go with this instead, and I like it. Makes the bike look better, being that it's that dark smoke color. Alright, moving down, I just added I think these are Kuryakin toe rests. I need to readjust this one, it's a little too far inside, as you can see. But I actually, sitting on this bike, I can actually put my feet on the highway bar, whatever you want to call that. So I decided to go with the toe pegs, or whatever they're called, from Kuryakin, to just give my feet a little bit of a rest. And with these, I still can put my heel up on top if I really wanted to. And then moving up from there, these handlebars, they're kind of straight right now. These handlebars are Suicide Chopper +4. I don't know if these are, I think these are considered like mitered bars. They don't have that horn up top, which I don't like. At one point in my life I did like them, but they became so popular that I started not liking them, so I got the mitered. And these are +4, and these are the smallest size they make for the Indian Challenger, and I believe this is the only size that you can get that you can reuse your brake and clutch line. There's like a 1.5 foot extra cable, but I think if you look, I don't know if you can see it, if you look down there, if you take that off, that brake line actually runs down this way, so you probably could use the brake line on a +6 or a +8, but the clutch cable would have to be replaced, and everyone recommends, I think it's Barrett clutches for a clutch cable, but I didn't do that. I want to get new mirrors because I do not like this teardrop shape on the outside. It, for me at least, being used to Harley stock mirrors, the stock mirrors on a Harley are more squared off right here, so you have a lot more area for your peripheral vision. I feel like these mirrors are impeding your peripheral vision out. So if you look at these actually have that squared off end on them, so there's more mirror to look at. So eventually I'm going to replace these, but I don't know with what. Moving on from there, I actually will go down here. I bought the Indian factory floorboard mounts, which you can see have 3 different positions, the lowest to the highest, and then you have an adjustability here to level it or to angle it up more. But these, I can't remember how expensive these were, but to get the matching floorboards from Indian, it was like $500 total for the set. So I ended up taking my Kuryakin floorboards off the passenger of my lowrider and put them on here because she doesn't ride on the back of that anymore. And then I just had to buy the Kuryakin adapter spline for the Indian. And then the Dark Horses do not come with, I don't even know if the Limiteds or Standards come with them anymore, but I know the Dark Horses didn't come with them. It's the rear crash guards, and these are, I believe, a eBay item. They're you can see that the front ones are gloss and the back ones here are like a matte, but I added those just for some added protection. I know you can take this off of the saddle bag. I know a lot of people like doing that, but this is actually a protector for the bag, like a scrape protector. I know it's not gonna protect it from a hard crash, but it is actually like a skid protector that they put on the bike, so I'm keeping that on there. And then the next thing's actually another Indian product. It's the standard touring seat for the Indian Challenger. It's not heated or cooled. It's just the standard, and it gives the driver a little bit more room here, a little bit wider saddle, and it gives the passenger another, I believe, 2 inches wider to about, I think, 13 inch. So yeah, she likes that a lot better than the stock one, and being that it's a factory seat, it's actually really comfortable. It's much more comfortable to me than the stock seat, but again, it's an Indian standard touring seat, and I actually bought this when Indian was having a sale. They were doing like $25 off 100 or something like that, or you know, $50 off 200 or something like that. So I ended up getting a discount on it. And then moving on from there, I bought, this is what you get when you pay for cheap stuff right there. I'll just show that to you right now. And it kind of looks goofy on a bike that doesn't have any studs on it, so it's missing a stud. But anyway, instead of getting the tour pack, because I don't know if you've noticed, I'm doing everything budget friendly on this. This is an eBay backrest. It's actually for a Chieftain. And I can't remember if the Chieftains have the smaller spools. You'll see, you'll see right here, these spools. So the Indian Challenger actually came with, let me show you, the stock set of spools that are right here. And the dealership I bought it from actually installed those plastic spool, whatever they're called, that everyone asks for. They actually install them on all their bikes because they're really cheap, and I think you should be able to ask your dealership for the set of those, and more than likely they should give them to you, even though they cost like $4 or $5 or whatever. But since I wasn't going with the tour pack, I wanted something that had a backrest for her and the luggage rack, so when I do go on trips, I'll be able to put something on the back seat and put something on the luggage rack. So that's why I got this one. It actually, it's an knockoff or whatever from China or whatever it is. But I mean, I added these because I didn't trust the ones it came with, but I mean, it's no different than the factory one. And then if you noticed, a lot of people complain about the space for the backrest for the passenger, that there's not enough space. It feels like the passenger's cramped up. So I went with, I can't remember who makes this, but it's I don't know if you can see that. It's an extension. Sorry if you can't see it. It's an extension, so it extends the backrest or tour pack or luggage, whatever you want to call it, back like 1.5 inches, 2 inches. So here's where the original mount is, here and here. And you can see it moved it back about 1.5 inches, 2 inches. So she's got much more, a lot more room in the back. And when I originally put this backrest on without that kit, I wasn't able to take the seat off without manhandling the backrest off. So there's that. So you have to look for that when you're looking into a new seat and a backrest. And then yeah, I think the last thing is the exhaust. I ended up going with, I don't know if you can read that, Cobra. I actually have the Cobra Neighbor Haters on my lowrider ST, and I actually I guess you call it lollipop them. Custom Dynamics, not Custom Dynamics, DK Custom makes those, so you gain a little bit of back pressure back without losing the sound. I haven't dynoed it to see if it actually does anything, but I put them on there. It kind of muffles the sound a little bit so they're not as loud. On the Softail models from Harley, the catalytic converter's in the slip-on. So once you take the slip-ons off, you lose the catalytic converter, so you gain a lot more sound. And again, if you know anything about Indian, if you're watching this, let me see. Can you see that? That's your catalytic converter. So the catalytic converter is before the slip-ons. So you don't get a lot of sound out of these, but for me, they sorry, yep, there you go. For me, they sound better. They sound a lot better than stock. I thought about going with a cat delete and the stock pipes because I heard you can do that also, but you were highly highly recommended to get a tune when you get the delete the cat. It's one of those you should do it but you don't have to kind of deals when you just put the slip-ons on. So I haven't had any problems with the slip-ons. I get a little pop here and there from back pressure, but nothing crazy. So I guess I could start it for you. Oh, and then my ram mount, but I had that on my other bike, so it's nothing crazy. Better rumble. I mean, you can still hear me talking probably, but it sounds better than it did stock. So you get a little bit of that pop at the end. So yeah, that's about it. There's really not much else I would want to do to it. I'm probably not going to do any engine performance because I really don't do that with anything. The air intake is basically inside the frame. It's almost like a ram mount that Kawasaki makes. So the intake's actually inside the frame, like under the, I don't know, it's complicated, but this little, that little spot right there really isn't like an intake, I guess. And the bike has dual throttle bodies, so I don't know. I don't know much about the bike other than it's quick. It's a lot quicker than a lot of bikes I've had. I've owned two Kawasaki 636s. I mean, those are sport bikes, so I'm not really going to compare those to this, but in the cruiser world, this is the fastest bike I've owned. So it's no slouch, I'll tell you that. And I don't really see a need to upgrade the engine. I got the exhaust so I could get a little bit of sound without drowning out the radio, because I like listening to the radio when I'm riding. And I got the bars a little bit higher because the stock bars were a little too low for my liking, although these are a little too wide. I would prefer like 30 to 33 inches, and I think these are like 35 or 36 inch from tip to tip. But I can live with them for now. If I decide somewhere down the road, I know KST, I think, makes the Lakota bars now, which are like 33 or 34 inches wide. And there's that set of like mock T-bars that I can't remember the company name, that are nice, but I like being able to look at my information on the touch screen. It's the whole point of having it. But yeah, I'm rambling on. So that's that. That's my 2022 Indian Challenger Dark Horse. It's hot as heck out right now. But with that being said, I'll catch you guys later. Bye.